What is up, guys? Steve here with Scotch and Things. We are moving equipment today. What a nightmare this summer has been. This site behind me, we dropped our stuff off here last week, most of our stuff, because the pad was done and the bin was supposed to come in, and then we moved another trailer and some other stuff over back by home, did some floor work, and then we're gonna come back here. Well, this bin, they got switched, so the stuff where we are working, where I've got some equipment and trailers, that bin is showing up first when it was supposed to be this one, so we had to come get the telehandler and the jacks and go back to put that one up, but they haven't even got the concrete pad done. They're starting that Monday, should be done with it Wednesday. Bin is showing up Monday, so Friday we're grabbing equipment, so Monday morning we can unload the bin and then start putting all the auxiliary stuff together and building stiffeners and rafters while they do the concrete pad. But then I have to have that bin up because we plan God, what a nightmare. We do a big, I think I've mentioned this before, my wife's side of the family for forever. We've done like a family, it was always like a summer family camping trip, and this has been going on for 10-15 years, and then that slowly transitioned into now that everybody's kids are getting, it's me, my wife, our 4 kids, her sister with 2 kids and husband, and then her other sister, and then her parents, where everybody was, when we used to camper and tent camp. Now that they've got little kids, and it's transitioned from like a camping focused where we'd go to like Yellowstone or Black Hills, stuff like that, to Airbnb rentals. So they're going for like 11 days, and I can't do that with the work schedule this year. So we are building this next bin, and then I'm jumping on a plane and meeting them for 5 days. So they're going to Tennessee and the Smoky Mountains, so I'll miss the Nashville part and all that, and then I'll be in the Smoky Mountain for 5 days, and I guess, and then I'll fly back, and then they'll stay. So but I guess we are staying fairly close to, boy, this is a steep hill right here. I guess we are staying fairly close, like to the next town over. I don't know how far. I'll have to look, to Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Wow, don't hit the bed. Wow, that is on these goosenecks, you got to be, God, that was a transition where it was uphill and then back downhill. So is the next truck, is he going to hit the bed on that one? Those weird transitions is where you can get the gooseneck into the bed of your truck, if that, you know what I'm talking about. If anybody's familiar with a gooseneck trailer, you go up and then you come down, so you're changing the angle. Well, that lower part can get into the bed of the truck, which would suck. Anyway, squirrel. Don't worry, just pulling a telehandler. I'm a professional. Used the white truck today. Both the white truck and my dually are 3500, so they pull the telehandler fine. This one, there's a lot of hills, so I grabbed the white truck, well, one, because the dually's also getting some new tires on the rear. Sorry, this video's all over the place. This one's, that newer 10-speed transmission just pulls so much better on hills than the 16 dually. And the dually's getting new rear tires because 2 months ago, when we went out to basically the Nebraska-Colorado border, I don't know if I mentioned this, I had a flat tire on the way out, and the tires this was the year, the 2500 behind me got new tires earlier this spring. That one was due and had a flat on the front. probably could have been fixed, but I trashed the tire because I'm pulling a trailer, and I drove a half mile basically with it flat to the tire shop, and they were lucky enough they had 2 tires for a 1 ton on hand, but I didn't get the rear 4 replaced, and dropped that in the shop to get the 4 on the duals replaced. So all the trucks will have new tires, all the trailers have new tires. Let's see, my smaller trailer for the generator got new tires a month ago. The gooseneck I'm pulling behind me got new tires last year, and the jack trailer got new tires 4 years ago. So, but they're still holding up. They're still perfect, but I'll probably be looking at replacing those next year, just from age, and we do put a lot of miles on, but they're still, nothing's wrong with them, so I could play it, but just, it's always better safe than sorry, especially when you're pulling. So is that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4? What's my other trailer? Oh, the work trailer. The work trailer will also be getting new tires. Probably when we go on vacation, I will drop that off for new tires while we are gone. So there's that. What else? I think that's it. That's it on tires. You guys got the tire update. Everything will have new tires on it. In 2 weeks' time, everything will have, except for the jack trailer, which they're not that old anyway. So there's tires. All right, back to vacation. So yeah, Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I will be very, very close. I thought we were staying in the same town, if not this next town over. So I'll probably, it looks like a giant, huge 2 or 3 story knife / everything store. So that'll be fun. Going there, and if I can sneak away and take a look, see what I can find in there. I know what brands they carry. I'm not really I'm constantly buying and selling, but the brands they carry, I don't know. I might find something I like, but let's carry on the theme of vacation knife. You saw this unboxing yesterday, this Strider double gunner grip, the Altai double gunner grip, and the stick is practically gone, just the tiniest, where it's not even an issue, it was never an issue, but just give it a day. That's the funny thing with Striders. One of the complaints you always see, people talk about the 2 things with Strider: lock rock and blade stick. Well, if you knew anything, those are just terms. As I've been doing this long enough, those are just terms that people hear other people say, so they just repeat them, and they talk about them like it's fact, like it is fact that, well, that's what they're known for. Well, what they're talking about is, yeah, that had some stick to it, but my last brand new Strider didn't have any stick to it. Some knives have stick, some don't. Mick has said he doesn't mind a little stick, it's like a little extra lock, and if he designs it that way, fine, whatever. But usually the stick works out within a day of getting the knife, if you've got stick on a new knife. You can help that along. Usually the stick, unless it's bad, I did put some marker on this one, because it was more stick than I've usually had. So put a little Sharpie on there, and it's smoothing itself out really nice. I haven't had the Sharpie one in a long time, but people like to talk about it like it's fact, but it's just something they've always heard. You get in these comment threads or in videos, and some knucklehead, because they don't know any better, and people will be bashing on Strider, oh, lock rock and lock stick. Look, the lock stick, it can happen. It works itself out. The lock rock is usually on older knives, okay? Older Strider knives. They used to have a different lock face geometry, and you're talking about knives that are 10, 20 years old, 30 years old. I've got some that are that old and they don't have any issues. But yeah, over time, a lock face can wear down and you can develop some lock rock. And guess what? You can send it to Strider and they will fix that for you, or any decent knife modder, but Strider will do it. So there's that. What else? I had a list of stuff in my mind that I was gonna clam around about. I've had a couple people, the Thorogood pull-on boots, had them about 3 weeks now, and I've never had to really break in a pair of boots. I did buy these a little tighter, so I don't know, combination of that and the leather being stiffer, thicker, they did have to stretch a little bit, but they're perfect now. Loving them. So yeah, I can tell the leather, it's a little bit thicker leather, better quality leather than some of the other boots I've had. So yeah, they're breaking in nicely. So, but like I said, I usually buy them snug because leather's going to stretch. I bought these really snug, and they're breaking in nicely. So first real pair of boots I've had to actually break in. I want to mention Justin's podcast again, Meet in the Middle. It's MEAT, not MEET. If you guys are looking for it, you can find it on Spotify. I was on there Tuesday night, so had a lot of fun. Look forward to going back, and the time just flew by. We talked for an hour and didn't get into half the stuff we planned on talking about. So, is this the gas station? I'm looking for a gas station. I know we just passed one. Here we go. One of my guys, one of our truck tires is a little low. Oh, come on, make the turn. Brake. Is this my turn here? Is the next one? It says one way. That's no bueno. How do you get into this? Oh, here it is. Squirrel. Let's see if we can find some air to get that tire, get some little air in that. But yeah, 2 hours one way to get equipment, and now we got to go back 2 hours. Oh, there's the gas station. So hopefully they got accessible air, which it doesn't look like they fucking do. Excuse my language. Oh, I know, real quick. So you saw me sell a bunch of stuff, and usually when I do that, it's because I want to buy a bunch of stuff or buy something. So I've got a new, sorry guys, I was talking, so this video will need to be edited. I don't do a lot of editing. I don't know why my camera cut off. It just stopped. I'm trying to pay attention as I drive through this and don't hit one of these boulders. Obviously, they don't want trailers in here. That's why they put them, so people don't cut the corners. Not a friendly... What gas station doesn't have air? So, like I was saying, I did it! It's funny how good you get at backing up trailers when you pull trailers all the time. It was funny. So, I was horrible. When I started this job, I had... hadn't pulled a lot of trailers, When do you? I remember my brother-in-law coming up to Minnesota years and years and years ago when he was still alive, and to go fishing, and I had never backed a trailer in my life, and he brought his boat, his Ranger bass boat, and we did a lot of fishing that week, and so he would back the boat or I would have to back him into the water, or actually he would launch the boat, and then when he was getting out of the water, it was my job to go get the trailer and truck and put that in the water, and then he'd drive the boat up. One day I looked behind and I'm trying to park the boat, or park the trailer one day, and it was a dually, so you couldn't see this narrow boat trailer behind you. And all of a sudden, then I see it, and it's way cattywampus to me, where I almost jackknifed it. And then we were at a giant lake on a Saturday, and it was so freaking packed. And like, you had to wait in line to get your boat out of the water. And I did it perfectly. Like, everybody waiting, but sorry, this is hilarious. This is just a story, bunch of weird story videos, we were on a lake one night. I mean, it was nice and quiet, and we were getting off about 5 o'clock to go home, and there was a guy waiting to get into the water, but he was handicapped. He was wheelchair bound, and he had this cool thing that this apparatus, like this hoist system, that would hoist him into his boat. It would take him his chair and pick him up and get, transfer him from the boat to the ground and all that stuff. And he's like, "Don't worry, it's gonna take some time." I'm like, "No, dude, it took me so long to get this boat, the trailer, straightened into the water." He was looking at me like, "Dude, you are an idiot." So back to this now. After 10 years of towing trailers and hauling trailers, I've gotten pretty good at backing them up. It was funny when I had to get my CDL, I was not, this was years and years ago, but my father-in-law, it was when he still ran the business. I kid you not, like, I was practicing, because a large part of this getting the CDL was backing a trailer up and putting a trailer, it was ridiculous. Like, I will never parallel park with a trailer, but I had to do that. I had to do all this dumb shit with a trailer, and because of him, I aced the test as it was starting to blizzard. But so one day, like, as I was preparing, we went out to his house where the shop is and stuff, and I kid you not, for 8 freaking hours, I did nothing but back the trailer around. I had to back down. He's got a long driveway. I had to back it in from the road to the driveway, and then they've got a road around a building, and I had to back. I mean, it was just constant me all day. The other guys working were just laughing their asses off as I'm back, just driving this trailer backwards all day. And I swear it was 8 hours. And after that day, it just became natural. So, and then trying to teach the guys, they're getting better, but trying to teach them, usually when we pull up to a job site, I kind of stop far enough back where I can jump into any truck and position the trailer where I want to, and we back the jack trailer up to the cement pad so we can just go with a two-wheeler, take the jacks right from the trailer onto the concrete pad. Sometimes if it's really tall, we need to use the telehandler to transfer them. But anyway, again, squirrel. This has become didn't even think I was going to talk about this, but yeah. So backing a trailer up is a good skill to learn. And if you have 8 hours, go to your in-laws' farm and just back down really long driveways, back like you're trying to get into a certain spot. I mean, drive around the building. I mean, it was just me going backwards all day. But it's a skill that is definitely needed, because sometimes, getting our 40-foot tool trailer or this 30-foot gooseneck, into a tight spot, I can do that now, which is pretty cool. So yeah, just something you don't really think about. So it makes it even easier now, like having a fifth wheel camper. It was terrifying pulling trailers when I first started and trying to back them up, because then he's trying to teach me from the outside, and we're on a job site and he's doing this. I don't know what the fuck that means. And so, all right, trailer story over. Back to the XL. So yeah, I've got 2 customs, and I've always wanted one, a production version, to carry at work. And they released them at Blade Show. I've got one on the way, but like I said, my first custom was the XL strike blade, the one with the titanium blade. Action wasn't great because it had a steel detent ball rolling on the titanium, and it just dug in. And everybody says you need to have a ceramic detent ball, and guys have put ceramic detent balls in them and love them now. Strider, for some reason, is real kind of reluctant to put that ceramic detent ball in that strike plate. I don't know why. So, but I had it, and then I traded it for 2, back in the day, older gunner grips, an SNG and an SMF. I didn't really upload that video when I got them. I just kind of held on to the knives, because then when the guy got the knife, he was kind of, even though I told him, I'm like, "Hey man, this thing," I sent him video, like, "this thing sounds like a rusty screen door opening and closing." And he was like, "No," and he was kind of bent when we did the trade. This was like 3 years ago, and we talked, and it was kind of funny. He was like, you didn't tell me yet. I don't advertise. I have a YouTube channel. He's like, I found the unboxing video of this knife. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't advertise it. And I still remember to this day, he was just like, not a fan. I was like, oh, that hurts. But anyway, so I just didn't show that I had those knives because I knew he wasn't 100% happy. I'm like, oh dude, we can trade back. Motherfucker. We can trade. He's like, no. And we just kind of left it at that. And then I bought my custom XL that I have now, the double gunner grip, and posted it. And he was like, hey man, you want to trade for that? I'm like, no, but dude, I've got all your stuff. I said, he gave me a bunch of cool patches and stuff. I was like, if you want to trade back, and he was like, and we've been, I mean, as good of friends as online friends can be for vouchers and stuff. And so doing that, knowing he wasn't 100% happy, and just holding on to those knives, knowing that I might need to trade these back to him someday. That's why I don't think I ever showed them on the channel. I think I posted or put one picture up in the Strider group of them, but I didn't carry them, didn't use them. I just put them in my box and forgot about them. And then when he hit me up, he's like, hey man, I'll trade you the strike plate for that. I'm like, no, but dude, honestly, man, if you want, I've got all your stuff still. And we traded back, and it's been a great relationship for someone that I think he respected that I was willing to give him his stuff back and know that he wasn't 100% happy with the trade. So great to, we comment on each other's posts in the Strider group and give each other vouchers when we need to. But then I had that knife again, had my strike plate back for a while, and then kind of got the itch again and traded it for another custom. I traded it for that orange custom SNG. Then I had that SNG for a while, and I'm gonna wait here because it's a hill and I can't see what's coming up. Don't want to pull out slowly with the trailer. I can see some cars coming. I'm just gonna sit here and wait. So traded that strike plate away for the custom SNG, had that for a while and then sold it. And I hit the guy up I traded it to. He's a big time Strider collector. He's got a lot of sweet stuff, and he still got the knife. So he's like, yeah dude, I'll give it back to you for this, so do I want to buy? I'm going back and forth, just kind of hold on to the money and look for something, but I'm kind of got the itch to get that strike plate back again, because I know now if Dave's got time, I can send it to Dave, and Dave can put a ceramic detent ball in it, and it'll be smooth as butter. And it's kind of a cool blade. Like, it doesn't cut paper well at all unless you stab into it. It wasn't made for that, but like stuff like tape, because it's titanium, and titanium doesn't really hold an edge that well, so they carbonize the backside. It's a chisel grind, and it's a real toothy kind of sawy thing. So and I really enjoyed carrying it and using it when I had it. I knew that was, that's one I can do whatever I want with. So I'm thinking, like I said, I sold a bunch of stuff and got the money just sitting in PayPal now. And I know that knife is there, and I know I can get it back. And I kind of want it back. I think I'm going to get it back because it was my first custom. My first Tanto SNG, which was my first Strider ever. I really regret letting that one go. And I tracked down who had it about a year ago, and it was a user when I traded it. And now it's even more of a user, and he really tried fleecing me on it. I think, because I'm like, hey man, I tracked you down. Sorry, this seems weird, but that was my first Strider ever. Can I get it back? And he really, I was like, no, it's not worth that much. So, but to get my first custom back and finally just be okay with just keeping it, because it is different, it is cool, because it's, it's a titanium blade, knowing now that it was designed for something other than cutting paper, like knowing it has a specific, which I'll never use what it's meant for to do, but man, it cuts tape like a mother. So that's all I got, guys. Sorry for this is kind of a long rambling one, but yeah, love these new SNGs. I hope they're going to do a production SMF now like this. That would be badass. But that's all I got for you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.